Son of Beast opened April 28th, year 2000. It was manufactured by the Roller Coaster Corporation of America and designed by Werner Stengel. It broke all sorts of records. It became the first hyper wooden coaster. Hyper meaning that it rose above 200 feet. And it was also the first wooden roller coaster to have a vertical loop.
Yep. While this ride was a huge record breaker, it was more known for being an extremely rough ride and causing many major injuries.
One of the most notable injuries happened in 2006 when it basically hit a huge pothole. Now, a pothole is when the track...
It's like a separation of the track, which is basically like a pothole on a street, but just on a roller coaster track. A little separation, and it can cause a big jolt.
There were many injuries whenever it hit this pothole, and people were coming back to the station complaining about neck injuries, back injuries. People had to go to the hospital for it. And it just, and before that it was even known as an extremely rough ride other than this major pothole.
Then in 2009, the ride was closed indefinitely because a rider suffered a burst blood vessel.
Now, I believe this person spent about 10 days in the hospital, some maybe even in the ICU because of this injury. And they went through a huge lawsuit, sued for I think about like $500,000. And like you said, the ride was closed indefinitely, and the park, Cedar Fair and Kings Island, weren't really sure what they were going to do with the coaster at this point.
Son of Beast sat idle until July of 2012 when the park finally announced that the ride was coming down.
Now, I don't think anyone's really sure why the park waited a full 3 years to make this announcement. They did, whenever they did announce that it was closing for good, they did announce Banshee to take its place, a B&M invert. Now, they could have just been waiting for a new ride to be able to take its place, or maybe they were just unsure if they wanted to keep it open or not, or if they were able to keep it open. But ultimately, obviously, it came down and is no longer. And in 2006, right as Son of Beast problems were coming to light, 600 miles away at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, Intamin Rides was building El Toro. Now, the connection between Son of Beast and El Toro, one was built by one manufacturer, another by another manufacturer. Werner Stengel worked for both, designed both. So the same person that designed El Toro designed Son of Beast. Now, over the years, El Toro gained the reputation of being one of the best roller coasters. Enthusiasts loved it. Enthusiasts flocked to Great Adventure to ride El Toro.
Yes.
Both enthusiasts and general public alike both loved the ride, and it quickly became pretty much the flagship
ride at the park.
Much like Son of Beast was the flagship ride at Kings Island for that time.
Unfortunately, the similarities do not end with the designer and popularity.
June 29th, 2021, the back car of the train of El Toro derailed partway through the course, and it ran its whole course. It was safe. No one got hurt during this, luckily. And the rest of the wheels did its job, but the upstop wheel came up above the track, which is not supposed to happen. And it ruined a lot of the track. This was not the first, this was the first major accident. Before this, there were a couple minor things that happened on the ride, but this was the first major accident that happened, and it shut down the ride for the entire remaining of the 2021 season. Now, in the off season, they were able to fix the track. They were able to get the state of New Jersey in, and they inspected it, and they went through all the tests.
And deemed it safe.
So, to the delight of
many people, and many park goers, El Toro reopened.
Yeah, 2022, El Toro reopens. All should be good. A major accident, it's unfortunate, but it happens.
It happened. They fixed the ride. Nothing else is going to happen, right?
August 25th, 2022, about 13 or 14 passengers on the ride came back into the station all complaining of neck and back injuries. Sounds awful familiar to Son of Beast.
Deja vu.
Yep. And a few, I think about 4 were taken to a hospital to be treated. Nothing serious, fortunately.
Yes.
Everyone was released and seems to be okay. But one anonymous worker for Six Flags Great Adventure did talk to a local New York news station.
Yeah.
And they did say that all the employees knew about this pothole.
From what I know, maintenance has known about it and they have tried fixing it, but for how it is, it just keeps happening. The employees keep telling them that there is an issue with the pothole, but maintenance has done nothing about it.
So what happened on the ride that day is that they hit a pothole.
Just like Son of Beast.
Yeah.
And
they had the jolt, and riders had basically whiplash.
Bad whiplash.
Now, maintenance supposedly didn't really do much, if anything, about
They
this.
knew about it, according to this worker. They knew about it, but they didn't do anything.
Yeah, so that calls into question what Six Flags is doing about safety, if they're taking safety of their guests seriously. The new park president or CEO, maybe he's not really...
I know a lot of people really don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't know a ton about him, but I know a lot of people don't like him.
Yeah, he's not a fan favorite, to say the least.
Yeah, sure seems like it.
If they're skimping on maintenance, they really have to do something about that, because these people could have been seriously hurt. It could have been another blood vessel popped or something like that. Now, as of the making of this video, about an hour ago, or a couple hours ago, Six Flags Great Adventure did release a statement. And I'll read it word for word here. An initial careful review of the entire ride indicates the primary and backup safety systems of the ride ensured the train completed its ride cycle safely. So that's them saying, hey, you know what, there was an accident, but at least it didn't fly off the tracks like this was Final Destination 3. Experts discovered a section of the ride's substructure that requires repair. Now, this would be the pothole that we were just talking about, and the pothole that this employee said that they already knew about. So, and people have been complaining over the past few weeks.
Yeah, apparently it's been very rough. Rougher than normal.
Yeah, so El Toro's been a little rough, so they needed experts to come in to tell them what all the riders and what the ride ops already knew. The ride will remain closed to complete the review and make necessary repairs. Prior to reopening, the ride will be inspected again, including evaluations by the state of New Jersey and an independent ride safety expert. Once approved by our engineers, maintenance, and operations professionals, the ride will reopen. Now, they sound mighty sure
that the ride will reopen.
Now, if this is something that just takes a mild repair, if this pothole is something that could have been repaired in, say, 2-3 weeks or something, just the ride down for a bit, maybe a bit of a retrack, or even the rest of the season. Even if it took the rest of the season and they did what needed to be done, they obviously feel very confident that they can do what they need to do to fix it. But they didn't. They didn't go that route and fix it because they obviously didn't want the ride down. Maybe they were hoping that it would just last until the off season.
Right, yeah, maybe. Or maybe they didn't think that it was anything serious that required immediate attention.
Yeah, maybe not. But I mean, if your ride ops are telling you, hey, there's a problem, I mean, your ride ops are the ones with the first-hand experience, day in and day out for hours on this thing. So parks need to listen to the ride ops. So the question remains, even though Six Flags Great Adventure is saying it will reopen when this happens, when that happens, but what if something happens where it doesn't get approval?
Yeah,
it doesn't, and it's something that might be the state of New Jersey or this independent safety person gives them a bill, or not a bill, but tells them that they need something, and the bill ends up being something way more than they're willing to spend. could El Toro fully be the next Son of Beast
and be torn down?
Now,
personally, I do have an opinion about this. I don't think it is going to happen. I think El Toro will reopen, just like what I think about Dragster and what I've always thought. I definitely get why people do think that it will be torn down, because I'm pretty sure people do have that guess. And I get that, but I don't know. They said that it is reopening. They're confident. I think it will be closed for a while. So if you are going to Great Adventure soon and you want to ride El Toro anytime soon, I don't think it's going to happen.
Not this year.
No, definitely not this year. I think it's going to be closed for probably quite a bit of next year, if not all. I don't know. I think it's going to be closed for a long time, but will reopen eventually.
Because we don't know what's causing this. Is there something with the structure?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something with the structure that's causing this pothole? Because, I mean, it probably didn't just break on its own.
Right, yeah.
Like, are the forces too strong
Maybe.
for it? So, would something maybe structurally need to be done? Some of the footings maybe in the ground, or a whole new support system in that area. But I think that my opinion is that parks, when they spend this kind of money on rides, they want to keep it open for the most part.
Definitely.
They don't want to spend $25 million on a ride that draws in a bunch of people, that they have all this investment in, that they've spent money on upkeep. Well, who knows? Great Adventure probably didn't spend that much on upkeep of El Toro, obviously.
Yeah, but El Toro is the face of Great Adventure. That's why a lot of people, the main reason why a lot of people travel to Great Adventure is to ride El Toro.
Yeah, so they're not quick to get rid of these rides
Definitely not.
unless there's something really bad about it.
Like Son of Beast.
Like
It
Son
was
of Beast.
a lost cause.
But why was Son of Beast a lost cause? Why couldn't that pothole just easily have been fixed on Son of Beast?
Well, what I heard was that it was all the wood was super cheap, very low quality wood, and that's what it was. Son of Beast was a very poorly made ride. They did a very bad job building it. All the wood, very cheap, not that good, not the wood that you should use for a ride. So, I mean, they weren't going to tear the whole thing down and then rebuild it.
So the whole structure was compromised in that. Now, El Toro has been out since 2006, so that's 16 years, where Son of Beast lasted technically 9 years. So there is that El Toro has already lived longer than Son of Beast did.
And Intamin isn't some weird cheap knockoff manufacturer like whoever built Son of
Roller
Beast.
Coaster Corporation of America.
Yeah, how many Roller Coaster Corporation of America coasters do you see? Not many. Very cheap manufacturer.
Yeah, so I mean, it's up to Great Adventure from here if they can afford it, if they can pay the engineers to fix it, to figure out a way to fix it, then it'll be fixed.
Yeah.
But go ahead and leave your opinions in the comments. Will it stay? Will it go? Will it be the next Son of Beast? Will we get some video of it being torn down here in the next year or two?
I hope not. It's a very good ride. I know. I think some people are saying that it could get RMC'd. That's not gonna happen.
No, it's. I could see some time track or some sort of like.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna have. They're gonna have to
retrack
retrack
it.
it. I don't think it's gonna be Titan track. I think it's just gonna be retrack. They're gonna have to do some things with it, but what do you think? Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, no RMC.
Yeah, they're not gonna RMC it.
Like that. They're
not building some huge RMC. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's just dumb. But yeah, let us know what you think. That's our. Some facts and some opinions and stuff, and the connection between Son of Beast and El Toro. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and sub to our channel.
Subscribe.
Yep. And we'll see you guys next time on Beach Cliff Studios.